Right. Now, Chris, the introduction.
All right, then. Good evening. First and foremost, we would like to thank our interviewee for being able to attend our little session today. Before we begin, may we? Oh, well. Sorry. We'll cut that out. Okay. What?
Name of the interviewer first.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Good evening. Thank you so much to our interviewee for joining us in our little session today. I am Muqriez Farish and this is my partner Azhad. Before we begin our session, we would it be possible for you to give us a brief introduction about yourself?
All right, sure. Thank you, Muqriez. Hi, everyone. I am Nicholas. Currently, I am 26 years old and I am currently unemployed. But then previously, I was working as a software engineer for Swisslog company. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Nicholas. I'll be carrying on with the first questions. How has growing up in a multicultural country like Malaysia influenced your identity as a Chinese?
Influence as in okay, for this one, since you all know that Malaysia is a multiracial country where it consists of the main races like Malay, Chinese, and Indian. So I would say how it influenced me is that I'm able to speak in multiple different languages, which then helps in proficiency when it comes to like interviewing in candidates for like people.
Right? And how difficult it is to interact with other Malaysians here?
Interactions, I guess it would be rather simple as normally the main language would probably be either English or Malay. Yes.
Right. Thank you. Now for the second question is, do facial expressions have any influence with how others see your culture?
For me personally, since I'm a Chinese, I don't think so. But then probably like others, they might have. For example, like Indians, most probably like when they mention something, they might nod their head a bit. And then for Malays, I'm not too sure. But then yeah, this is what I've experienced during my work culture
Mm.
in my workplace.
And in your opinion, what causes an argument between different races in Malaysia?
I guess this would depend on the views of people. For example, if you were to bring like a racial topic in the mix, then most probably everybody will have their different opinion. As for example, let's say if you were to talk about beef, then the Indians might get offended, and if you were to talk about pork related stuff, then most likely the Malays might be they might get a bit mixed feelings about it.
Mm. Okay, and then do you think context is important when receiving a work assignment from your boss?
This for sure. As previously, from my previous job as a software engineer, we have to have blueprints in order to fulfill the client's requirement when designing a program. As definitely more information helps to make sure that what we deliver is what is needed by the client.
Then, do you agree that Malaysians prioritize others much more than their own comfort?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Sorry. Do you agree that Malaysians prioritize others much more than their own comfort?
Prioritize more than their own comfort. I guess it would be the answer would be yes, as most people would like to be comfortable. But then let's say if you were to somehow bring like maybe a different understanding of like different races, like maybe some people will be like culturally unaware that they might accidentally offend people. So in this context, then yes, if you were to get to know the person's racial uh stuff, then yeah, then yes, it will easier to communicate.
Okay, thank you. Muqriez, please continue.
All right, moving on. Have you misunderstood what your colleagues are trying to imply when speaking to you due to racial difference?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Okay, have you misunderstood what your colleagues are trying to imply when speaking to you due to racial difference?
This would not be the case, as normally if we were to talk about work related stuff, we would just talk about those what we have understood. But then if we are talking about racial issues, then most probably there might be a couple of like certain things that we might have accidentally touch that may affect our relationship, but then not to the point where it's argument related lah.
All right, then, moving on. In a workplace with people from different backgrounds, how would you help to create a peaceful work environment?
For this case, previously when I was still working during the MCO period, we would then have to work through our Microsoft Teams in order to delegate the tasks assigned to one another, and then also give our morning updates to our team leaders so that they will have like a better understanding of what we have to deliver, and also our task for the day. So I would say yes, this digital communication would greatly affect the way how we communicate in our working environment.
All right, next on the list, how does digital communication affect the way you communicate in your working environment?
In this context, most probably is easier to communicate, as let's say for example, if one might be sick from work, then if it's the urgent matter, so we will probably drop the person an email and maybe have a quick Zoom chat to make sure that the stuff that is required to be done by us is correct, and so that we will not delay our presentation of our work to the clients.
I see that is an arguable point. Last but not least, do you believe that social media is a good place to gather information?
Yes, I believe in this context, social media is a good place to gather information. However, there might be certain information from the medias that might be incorrect, as of now. Like for example, normally I get my main information from Facebook. However, Facebook currently they have their verification checker, if not mistaken. They make it less strict, so the information displayed there isn't like really reliable. But then now nevertheless, definitely social media will help to spread information in terms of media usage. Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Nicholas. That is all from me.
Okay, thank you.
That is all for our interviewing today. Thank you, Nicholas, again for coming and accepting our request for an interview. And have a nice day around.
Okay, thank you, Azhad and Muqriez.